Alright, let's go ahead and order these parts together. I just pulled in a 2018 Ford Fusion, and it is under pressure after about 10 minutes. It says you can go up to 5 hours and lose pressure. Within 10 minutes, it dropped from 20 psi down to 14, 15 psi, and there was already coolant in cylinders 1, 2, and 3. It does meet the service message for the technical service bulletin, which specifically states the Escape or the Fusion Escapes built on 8 April 2019 and before, and the Fusion built on 10 June 2019 and before. At least one of the following conditions should be met: low coolant level, white exhaust smoke, runs rough with or without a check engine light, with DTCs PO300, 301 through 304, 316, 217, P1285, and P1299 stored in PCM. You're not always going to have a code, so just be aware of that. Let's go ahead and get our parts list together. We need a short block. That's DS7Z6009G. Head gasket, DS7Z6051L. Turbocharger gasket, DS7Z9450A. Catalytic converter gasket. I don't actually separate that, so I don't need that. Turbocharger oil return tube assembly, yes. DS7Z6L092A. Turbocharger oil return tube gasket, 4R8Z. Come on now. 6N652A. Vacuum pump gasket, BM5Z2A572A. Turbocharger oil supply assembly, DS7Z6K679C. Turbocharger mounting studs, W7153009S300. Turbocharger nuts, W716271S437. Turbocharger coolant tube O-ring seals, DS7Z8527A, quantity 2. Vacuum pump stud bolts, W716038S437. Vacuum control regulator nuts for the Fusion, W520101S437. High pressure fuel tube, DS7Z9 Dog 354 Bravo. High pressure fuel pump bolts, W505584S436. High pressure fuel pump O-ring seal, DS7Z9 Edward 583 Apple. Valve cover gasket for the Fusion, DS7Z6584 Apple. Fuel injector O-ring kit, DS7Z9229 Bravo. Cylinder head O-ring seal, yes. W708317S300. Cylinder head bolts. Package contains 10. 10 are required. BE8Z6065 Bravo. Crankshaft pulley bolt. BE8Z6 Apple 340 Apple. Front crank seal, BE8Z6700B. Crankshaft rear seal, BM5Z6K301B. Coolant pump bolt, W713043S437. Coolant pump gasket, BE8Z8507 Apple. VCT bolts, 2 are required. 4M 5Z 6M282 Apple. Camshaft seals 2 are required. BE8Z 6K92 or hold on. Start again. Camshaft seals 2 are required. BE8Z 6K292 Charlie. Camshaft bearing cap bolts, M6 by 35 millimeter. 4 packages are required. Each package has 4 pieces in it. 16 total pieces you need. W715449S437. Mega cap bolts, M7 by 38. Package contains 4 pieces. 2 pieces are required. That's that front cap that goes over the camshafts that are right behind the phasers. W716307S442. Mega cap bolts, M7 by 59 millimeter. Those are the other 2 bolts that go in that same cap. 4 come in a kit, but only 2 are required. So there's 2 long and 2 shorter. W710294S437. Oil pump gasket, BM5Z 6659 Bravo. Fusion steering column bolt, 2013 to 2016. Nope, I have an 18. Okay, steering column bolt, 2017 to 2019 Fusion. W712961S450 Bravo. Engine mount nuts, Fusion, W520214S442. Engine mount bolts, Fusion, W708728S442. AC line gaskets, DS7Z19 Bravo 596 Apple. Compressor O-ring and gasket, DL3Z195B96 Bravo. Oil filter, BE8Z6731 Apple Baker. Muffler inlet pipe nuts, Fusion, W520103S442. Muffler inlet pipe nuts, escape, don't need that. Muffler inlet pipe gasket, CV679450 Edward. CV6Z, sorry. CV6Z9450 Edward. And that was for the muffler inlet pipe gasket. Subframe mounting bolts for the Fusion, W716457S439. Rearward subframe bolts, escape, don't need those. Catalytic converter bolts, I do not need those. I take the catalytic converter and the turbo out in one piece. Torque converter nuts. Four pieces required. W715618S437. Flex plate bolts. 6 pieces required. Each package contains 1 bolt. You will need 6 packages. BE8Z6379 Apple Bravo. Brake caliper bolts, Fusion, W71623S439. They want you to pull the brake caliper and hang it. I don't do it that way. It takes too much time. I pull the lower control arm and I leave the knuckle attached to the strut, because the way they have you do it it's pointless. It's really stupid the way they say, oh, disassemble the knuckle from the strut. Now pull the caliper off of the knuckle. Hang it. So then when you drop the vehicle, the CV axle still has the knuckle attached to it. It's like, why? That made no sense. Why didn't you just disconnect the lower control arm, pull the pinch bolt out of it, knock that out, pull the tie rod end out of the knuckle, and leave everything up on the vehicle with one shot? Just pull your CV axle out. Why would you disconnect all that? It makes no sense. Cylinder block to transmission dowels. These are very important because you will actually crack the bell housing if these dowels aren't in there. I don't know how they found this out, but they had a problem for a while because guys were not putting the dowels in. They need to be there. W701350S437. This Fusion is not an all-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive, so I don't need any of the all-wheel drive stuff. But if you had an all-wheel drive Fusion, I can give you the part numbers for that too. Stabilizer nut escape, I don't need that. Lower ball joint escape, all-wheel drive, I don't need that. Escape all-wheel drive, I don't need that. Valve cover gasket escape, I don't need that. Cylinder head fuel drive O-ring seal, W717236 S300. Brake caliper bolts escape, W714753 S442. I don't need that. Actually, no. That last number, disregard. This is not an escape. We're not doing an escape. I'm used to doing escapes, not fusions. Stretchy belt escape. Stretchy belt Fusion without belt tensioner. I don't remember which one this one is. I think this is a stretchy belt without the tensioner. Because I was looking down the side of the engine. It looked like it was all one piece with no belt tensioner. So if you don't have a belt tensioner, your stretchy belt, which is a 2017 to 2019 Fusion, GS7Z 8620 Apple. Wheel hub nut escape, all-wheel drive only. No, I don't have that. Upper lower PTU bolts escape, all-wheel drive, I don't need that. PTU compression seal escape, I don't need that. Escape, 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 escape. This is oh, so that's your 5W20 synthetic motor oil as needed, it says. So I'll get around to that. All this stuff on the back is as needed. I am going to need TA357 silicone. I don't need any more silicone remover. I've got enough of that. I don't need any more flange sealant. I got enough of that. Loctite anaerobic flange sealant. I got a ton of that. Surface prep wipes. I'm going to need 1 times 1. It's basically a prep wipe with a conditioner in it. So after you clean like the metal surfaces up, you can go around and rub this wipe on the surface to make sure everything's clean. And if it beads up, you still don't have it clean enough. You need to continue to clean the surface until it doesn't bead up anymore. I really don't like using it. It's a conditioner. It says it preps the surface for the adhesion of the sealant. I don't find that it actually makes a difference. Engine shampoo and degreaser, no. Parts cleaner, brake spray, I already have all that. Motorcraft metal parts cleaner, don't need it. High temp nickel anti-seize, I don't need that. Multi-purpose grease spray, I do not need that. XT10 QLVC. XT10 QLVC, that's the Merc on LV automatic transmission fluid on all markets except Canada. Canada is CXT10LV6. Motorcraft R1234YF refrigerant PAG oil, YN35. I already have some of that. Motorcraft PAG refrigerant compressor oil for 134 systems is YN12. This is going to be a 1234 YF system. Motorcraft orange coolant antifreeze, all markets except Canada. I will need 2 of these. VC3B, or they have the new yellow one that's universal. Timing belt if needed. I don't know. I'll have to see when I go in there. It's only got 17,000 miles on it, and they don't always let us replace stuff. I'm gonna get it. I normally do. BE8Z6268 Charlie. Intake manifold gaskets I need. I don't reuse those. Intercooler gasket. So the intake manifold gasket is DS7Z9439 Apple. The intercooler gasket is DS7Z9L438 Apple. Intercooler seal, which goes on the front of the intercooler because it inserts itself into the intake manifold and it's on the back side towards the block. DS7Z9 Paul 867 Apple. Spark plugs HYFS. I need ×4. So the part number 4, the factory plugs, is HYFS 094YEC. Intermediate shaft, bushing, escape, all-wheel drive, I don't need that. Throttle body gasket is DS7Z 9 936 Apple. High pressure fuel pump tappet. This one's going to be in really good shape. I don't replace the tappet because I can always go back and get it, but if you end up needing the tappet, the little cup that goes underneath the fuel pump, it's 8W 9 Zebra 6 Charlie 287 Apple. Oil cooler assembly. I don't really need that. I don't need an oil pressure switch. I don't need an ignition coil. I don't need the oil pickup tube seal. I do need that actually. Oil pickup tube seal XS6E 662 Apple. XS6E 6626 Apple. Cylinder block to cylinder head dowels. I do need that. W701183 S300. I don't need the bracket. Crankcase oil vent oil drain tube. BM5Z 6L092 Charlie. Flex plate, escape only. I don't need that. Oil pump bolts. 4 pieces. They are M6 by 25 millimeter. W500215 S437. Oil pump bolts, M6 by 35 millimeter. W500301 S437. Oil pump bolts, M6 by 55 millimeter. W500305 437. Coolant outlet O-ring seal, W714789 S300. Thermostat ring. Thermostat ring. I don't do anything with the thermostat. I don't need that. Oil separator gasket. 6M5Z 6 Bravo 752 Apple. Oil separator O-ring BM5Z 8527 Apple. Now if you want that thermostat ring, it's W706722 S300. Well, that concludes the parts list for what I will be ordering for the vehicle, and I will answer any questions. This video was just to order parts for your 1.5 liter front wheel drive 2017 to 2019 Fusion block. Thank you guys, I appreciate you, and if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm gonna flip this camera around and I'm gonna scroll down the list real quick, and it's gonna be quick, so you can write part numbers down if you want. Thank you. All right, y'all. Be blessed. I appreciate you. And have a great day.